AI is changing things really fast with all the new tools that are coming out. Look at Claude Code and what they're doing with Claude Cowork. And every time I turn around, there's some new framework to learn. And I've made a mistake recently, and I think one of the best ways to learn is for you to share your mistakes and recognize when you make them, and then also to listen to people when they make mistakes. And I made the wrong app, and I'm going to show you what I'm talking about here in a second. But many of you that watch this channel, or the few that have started to watch this channel, it's brand new, so subscribe if you like this channel, have used the Conductor framework, which is a software development AI engineering app that I give away for free at testandprod.co. I've been evolving something over the past few weeks that's very different than just the file packages. And over the past few days, I was getting ready to release it for beta, and I still am going to release it to you all to try out. But let me just show you what I'm talking about because I screwed up and I think I'll share it with you. Okay, this is the app, but a little bit of background first. I've been building software for over 10 years now in like very data heavy places. I've built a lot of predictive analytics products where you suck in data and you analyze it to predict what's going to happen in the future. And I'm very familiar with what's called the SDLC process. As a product manager and as somebody who manages engineering groups and data engineering groups, this has kind of been like the lifeblood of how software has been made for the past few years. If those words don't mean anything to you, just think of an overly complicated process that we put around building software because developers' times and data scientists' time is so valuable that we had to come up with all of this bureaucratic nonsense to make sure that people don't waste their time. That's all changing, okay? And it's very hard for me to kind of like pull myself out of that mindset of the SDLC and describing everything in detail. And I started taking the conductor framework and morphing it into something that I think would work better. And here's the kind of mistake I made. I was still following very much like an SDLC process, but the truth is that now that the planning takes almost as long, if not longer, than what you can just iterate. So in the time I can make a app and plan it all out, I could have just had it made a prototype and start iterating through it. Don't get me wrong, I still think it's hard to vibe code an app, and the true value of an app is just not how fast you can build an app, because it seems like everybody's on a race to try to build apps as fast as possible. It's how much value does it provide another person. So what I did wrong is I was following the SDLC process, and with this app, and its new name is going to be the Build Anything app, I thought about how I actually go about building apps. And it's not like I just sit down at my computer and say, okay, I'm going to build an app. What actually happens is something much more natural. It's a more natural progression. What happens is I sit down and I might notice something in the world that's just interesting. I might not think about it again for another week or two. I might see another thing that says like, oh, that's strange. And I have these collections of kind of like observations and things I notice about those observations. And I call these things noticings. So I've actually built this into the app. They're not on this version yet. But here in the ideas section in the log, I've built in a section where you can just start capturing ideas. And then I don't just sit down and say, okay, let's build an app. What I do is I have a discussion with the AI. In this app, the AI is super fast and it knows everything that's going on with all of your ideas. And it's also connected to Claude Code or Gemini CLI, whatever you want. And it can fill in any field or multiple fields in this app. But I'm getting too far down the line here. The point is that you think of these ideas and then you start having a discussion about a problem space. And as you're discussing this problem space, you start, segmenting this problem space off into different areas. Like one of the apps I'm thinking about building now is for me, just for my workouts, because I hate putting in, how many sets and stuff I've done when I'm working out. It knows what I'm doing. I just want to kind of like approve my workout every time and get my stats on my workouts. Anyway, the point is there's these different problem spaces that exist within a problem space. So you're describing all the problems you have with working out, for example. And within that, there's other problems like, do you know how you are progressing over time? Do you know how you should change your workout next week based off your past history? See, so there's all these different problems that exist in a fitness or weight tracking app, for example. And each one of those problems are paired with a solution. And that's what ends up becoming the app. So instead of breaking things down into themes, epics, user stories, acceptance criteria, I'm trying to think, how would I explain to make an app to somebody who's never made an app before? And to me, it would be much more hey, describe a problem. The AI should be smart enough to help you break things down into a problem and a solution pair. And those problem and solution pairs are what get packaged into something that the AI can do. So what I'm doing now is this is connected to Claude Code. I'm making a queue here where I don't have a backlog of tasks or a backlog of user stories or a backlog of epics. I just have a backlog of problem and solution packages that get sent to the AI coder to help me. Or what I'm actually doing is building an MCP server, so it's watching what's happening in this app, and it's going to go ahead and just start building what I want to have built. So that probably doesn't make a lot of sense right now, and I will dive much more into this app. If you want to test this app out, you can go to testinprod.co, and I'm gonna open this up for beta testing, hopefully within the next few days. And you can test this out and tell me your thoughts, because I think that the development part of coding is going to go away completely, and people are just going to spin up disposable apps on the fly. And it's only going to be with the most cutting edge technology that you're actually going to have to go into an IDE or a terminal and really start building stuff. This is going to change people's identities. All these people that have been developers and just, you know, do, being pretty much code monkeys, that's all going to change, and we're going to have to really focus on who can solve problems the best. And that's what this app, the Build Anything app, is designed to do. And this is the first step. I'm using it so far and I like it a lot. I'll be iterating on this, but I'm interested to hear what you think. And the mistake I made once again is being stuck too much in the past and not being able to look to the future and drag myself out of the past to start building tools for a new reality. So if you find yourself in that same position, especially if you're a developer or a product manager or a data scientist who's worked deeply in SDLC processes for big companies or small startups like I have, things are changing quick. I don't know exactly how everything's going to turn out, but it's changing very fast. So get with the program. I'm trying to, and it's not always that easy. But that's all for today. I'll talk to you all tomorrow.